This represents this weekend's project. I'm going to be tiling about 70 square feet with that tile right over there, and we'll see how it goes. I've never tiled before, so this may be the most expensive $500 experiment that I've done. Well, it would be a $500 experiment, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's start. Okay, so I've vacuumed everything with my shop vac and made sure that all of the screws are down, they're seated below the surface. And I think I've got enough screws in there. Should be plenty. There's a seam there. I know that a lot of them use a backer board when they're putting this in. We've already got 2 layers of heavy plywood in there. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So basically, that's the inside of the closet. This will open up into the living room and then open up into the hallway and the front entrance. So now I'm just going to snap my chalk line and do a dry run of the tile and see how everything's going to fit. Okay, so I have figured out what is perpendicular to my door. I think probably what I should have done is measured from the outside edge and then snap my chalk line, but that's okay. I know it is perpendicular now, and then I'm going to take out a couple of these tiles and figure out how we're going to go across to that side. And basically, the discussion I had was, do we have this little piece of tile, do we put it at this edge inside of the house, or do we put it over here by the front door? And of course there's a little bit of a gap there between the door and the tile, and I think what we're going to do, Elijah thought that it would be best if we left the little piece of tile over there. I was thinking it might be better by the front door, but it's probably nicer to have a full tile over there. Anyway, splitting the difference by centering this row of tiles, I think would just leave too much of a skinny tile at each end and look really silly. So we'll probably just leave it at this end over here. So this is the mortar mix that I'm going to be using. I didn't have a way to mix it, so I actually stole the shovel from the fireplace. So I'm using the ash shovel for mixing my mortar mix, and that's supposed to set for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I'm going to mix it again, and then I can start putting down tiles. And I've marked out the space for my first tile, which you may or may not be able to see. See the pencil lines there. Let's see if I can kick that in place. It's kind of right about there. And I thought rather than doing this in halves and having 12-inch tiles on each end, I'm going to do it in thirds. So we have an 8-inch, and then so we're staggering it by thirds rather than by halves. We'll see how that looks. Okay, so I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I think about an hour and a half later, I am 4 rows in, columns, rows, whichever it is. I've been using my level to try to make sure that I'm level throughout. I think there's a couple of minor high spots and low spots, but I have a feeling they'll be somewhat negligible. It's a matte tile, so the sunlight hitting it is going to be kind of forgiving that way, I think. So I've got another half of the area to do. Cutting that out was a bit of a pain, but I got it accomplished just in the corner there. And then of course I'm doing inside of the closet at the same time, and it seems to be coming along nicely. I really like the pattern of the staggered in thirds, so I think we're doing okay. Anyway, so I've only got like a little bit of mortar mix left, probably enough to do another row and a half, possibly, no, maybe 2 rows, I don't know. But I think I'm going to finish that for today, let this set a little bit, and then I guess I'll finish off these little bits. There'll be like the little row going up and along this edge here, and that would be the end of the job at that point in time. So the family comes home tomorrow, and hopefully by that point in time I'll have all of this tiled and ready to go, and just grouting after that. Okay, so a couple of hours later, this has been setting for a bit now. I've already done my cleanup downstairs, and so you'll see how the tiles are set. Found a couple of high spots and things like that. I've done my best to sort of jiggle them out, and I think that we've done okay. So just for those of you that are doing this, when you look at my fingers, you'll see that they're all kind of gnawed up at the end. There's a reason they tell you to wear gloves with that material, because it's corrosive and it really does do quite a number on your fingers. Anyway, so hopefully that stuff will all grow back. I'm sure that it will. And so that's it. And then tomorrow, about 2 o'clock or so, this will probably be all set. And I'll be able to go in and finish the remainder of the tiles. Okay, so it's Sunday afternoon. And I've finished the final couple of rows there and added in the little pieces along the edge. They're all in there. And then there's one, I can step on this now because it's been over 24 hours since this stuff was laid. And I put in one little filler piece there. I was going to cut like one big tile, but I know me and I know that would have been a nightmare. I got 3 tiles left over there in the event that something happens, and some other bits and pieces downstairs, and then finish off the interior of the closet as well. And there it all is. So tomorrow or the day after, something like that, we will grout. And I've already checked for level across here, and notice that this tile here, I think, I can't see my hand there, this tile, this one here, looks like it sank a little bit right along there, and probably when I took away the material when I was cleaning up yesterday, right along that seam, is probably the reason why that sank a little bit. It's very minor, right in this area. You can see it along here, or you'll probably be able to feel it when you walk in there. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. And then Elijah and I noticed this morning, right here, it feels like it's down just a teeny bit, but I don't think it'll matter all that much because it's behind the door anyway. So, that is the tiling job for the hallway.